Hello. How to start practicing mindfulness? Recently, a woman told me that she was feeling more stressed. I asked her what she's doing to bring down her stress. She said, I have heard about mindfulness but haven't been able to start practicing. I don't have any extra time to practice. I said, you don't need any extra time to practice. It's a habit, it's a way of living. Told me that she tried to practice, but she forgets. And so she asked me if I can share some tools with her. And so I shared with her a mindfulness practice tracking sheet. And so it helped her develop the habit. Would you like me to share that with you? If so, stay tuned. If this is the first time you are joining me, my name is Dr. Rozina, and I have been helping people with stress, anxiety, and depression for the last 20 years. As a medical doctor specializing in psychiatry, a best selling author, and a transformative speaker. I started doing programs for happy and healthy mind with Dr. Rozina because I believe a lot of suffering can be prevented with mind training and preventive actions. I share practical tips for your mental fitness here so you don't have to suffer unnecessarily. If you find any value in these programs, please like, subscribe, and share so more people can be helped to live happier and healthier life. So today I'm sharing how to develop a mindfulness practice, or how to start practicing mindfulness. Well, what mindfulness means being present in the moment, non judgmentally and intentionally. Now, it sounds very simple, but it is hard when if you have not practiced it. So, anything that you practice for some period of time, your body gets used to, your brain develops neuronal pathways, so then it can happen more automatically. So, therefore, I developed this mindfulness tracking sheet that I share with my patients, and I'll share with you today so you can also start practicing. And so, how to practice it? The first thing is that you want to have and know why. Why do you want to practice mindfulness? Well, some people would say, okay, I want to reduce my stress or I want to enjoy my life fully. And so you want to decide why you want to practice because it's the why that is going to allow you to overcome the obstacles. Okay, so let's say you want to practice mindfulness to be able to enjoy your life fully. All right, so then what is the mindfulness? So I did a big interview on map of mindfulness. So there are three aspects of mindfulness. One is meditation, M for meditation. And that's what you must have heard most of the time in the media in terms of sitting down and closing eyes and taking extra minutes to become totally present in the moment. It's a wonderful tool. If you have time for doing that, please do. I'm trying to tell some of the techniques for people who say that they don't have time. Okay. The second part of mindfulness is attitude. Now, the attitude of mindfulness, I have also made another video about it, so I'll share. And so, not going into too much detail right now, but changing your attitude to a non judgmental attitude, optimistic attitude, being grateful in the moment attitude, that doesn't take any time. It's just having that attitude. And the third part is the practice. Now, when you're practicing mindfulness, you're practicing in whatever you are doing. So whether you are washing your dishes or whether you're taking shower or where you are walking, doing whatever you are doing, while you are doing that, when you do it with full presence of mind and body, then you become mindful. So that is called mindfulness practice in your daily activities. All right, so that's what I'm going to teach you today. So the mindfulness tracking sheet that you see on the screen, it has three sections. The upper section is some minutes that are listed over here. These are mindfulness activities. So what you would like to do is just think about or plan in the morning what are some of the activities that you are going to try to be mindful. So you can take a mindful minute while doing whatever you are doing. So this person who was talking to me and saying that she doesn't have time, she told me that she's going through a new job training, and so there's a lot of time spent and it is very stressful. So I said, okay, take 1 minute and become totally aware of what is happening, whatever is being taught to you, whatever your experiences in that moment, then you would be more present, and you'll be able to learn better whatever is being taught. And so you don't have to take any extra time, but you just have to become aware and bring yourself in the present moment. So try to do these 3 to 5 minutes throughout the day. Any activities, as I said, you can do it while washing dishes or taking shower or walking or doing whatever you're doing. Just become aware of whatever you're doing and then observe it non-judgmentally and intentionally. By doing that, you would be building your mind muscle to become more mindful. Okay. Then you eat food, right? How many times do you eat? Can you please put in the comments how many times a day do you eat? All right. So most people eat 3 times a day. All right. Does it take you more than 3 minutes to eat? Most likely. All right. So what I want you to do is every meal that you sit down to eat, spend at least 3 minutes of becoming totally mindful. Just become observant of how you're eating, what you're eating, how does it smell, taste, and how does it feel to eat that food. And enjoy that process of eating mindfully for 3 minutes. So let's say you practice 3 minutes during your breakfast, and 3 minutes during your lunch, and 3 minutes during your dinner. That would give you 9 minutes of practice to your brain to become mindful. All right. When you are trying to go to sleep, when you go to bed, you have to kind of lay down to allow your body to relax for you to be able to fall asleep. All right. So let me give you a technique that you can follow while you are trying to go to sleep. And if you spend 7 to 10 minutes doing that, not only your sleep would improve, your mindfulness would increase, but you would feel less stressed and more relaxed. So you would be more fresh when you wake up in the morning. All right. So to do that, you lay down and you turn down the lights and prepare for sleep. And as you close your eyes, bring attention to your feet. And you can do two ways. You can either do what we call body scan, or you can do a progressive muscle relaxation, which I've also taught in another video. So I'll create the link. Right. So let me walk you through a body scan. So what you do is you bring all your attention to your feet. You don't have to do anything. Just feel how it feels in your feet, in your toes. Then bring attention to your calves. How does it feel in your calf? Again, as I said, you don't have to make any changes. Just observe how it feels. Bring attention to your thighs, and then bring attention to your hips. Then bring attention to your stomach and your chest and your shoulders and your upper arms and the lower arms and your jaw and your head, and then whole body, and feel how it feels relaxing in the bed. And appreciate each part of the body as you're going through, being grateful for having that body part functional. Even if there's some pain or some difficulty, appreciate it being there so you can get connected. So as you are doing it, if you do that maybe 5 to 7 minutes, you'll fall asleep. Next morning, when you wake up, then you can fill out in this mindfulness tracking sheet. Let's say you think, okay, yesterday I tried to have a mindfulness minute while washing the dishes. So then you color that. Let's say you did another mindful minute while walking, then you color that and say, okay, I also did a mindful minute while I was waiting for somebody to come and meet with me. So if you practice 3 minutes of mindfulness yesterday, you color that. Okay. Next, if you were able to practice mindfulness for maybe just 1 minute during the breakfast, and then you forgot to do it during lunch, but then you did it practice 3 minutes of mindfulness during your dinner, then you color or shade. If you're using the paper and pencil, then you can use pencil to shade. All right. And then let's say while going to sleep, you remember that you were able to practice maybe just maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and then you don't even remember that you fell asleep. So you color like this. So now you have one day of filling this mindfulness practice sheet. All right. So next day you try to do it again. And next morning you try to fill this sheet again. Let's say you remember that this time you were able to practice mindfulness minute while driving. And then you were able to practice, other 3, 4 activities you were able to practice mindfulness. So then you fill all five. And same way, so you see your mindfulness tracking sheet would fill like this. And by the end of the month you'll see that your mind, like when you're picking up the weight, okay, so when you're picking up the weight, slowly and gradually your muscle is building, right? Similarly, when you would keep practicing mindfulness like this, your mind muscle would build, and then it would become automatic, and you may not even need to remind yourself or fill these sheets to keep the practice going. You would be able to do it automatically. So please let me know how this works for you. Do you think you can? Let me ask you this question. Can you please put in the comment how many minutes a day like this you can practice mindfulness without putting any extra time? And on that note, just remember that every day is a new day, and you can choose to make your life a little better than yesterday. And so keep making the change. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. See you next time.